Hey guys, and welcome back to another video and another Doctor Who review video. Basically, this video is going to be a whole review of Doctor Who the 60th anniversary special number 3, the third and final special, the Giggle. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and go over literally everything that there is to go over in this special. Well, not literally everything, because we'd be here for a few hours, but I'm going to go over as much as I possibly can in this special, and trust me, there is a lot to go over, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into it. But before I actually start this video, if you haven't already, go ahead and check out my other two reviews. I did one on the Star Beast and Wild Blue Yonder, and also please go ahead and smash a like on this video if you're enjoying these kinds of reviews and these kinds of videos, because I definitely will make more in Shooter Gatwa's era if you guys are enjoying these videos. So yeah, go ahead and smash a like if you enjoyed, well, are enjoying this video, did enjoy this video, or whatever. Also, go ahead and hit that subscribe button too. We're trying to get to 100k subscribers on this YouTube channel as quickly as possible. But also, if you want to basically, come back and watch my Doctor Who kind of videos, I will be posting a lot more Doctor Who content on this channel. So yeah, if that's something you enjoy, then go ahead and subscribe. It definitely will be worth it, I promise. We've got some pretty cool things lined up, so yeah. Anyway, let's get into this episode. So the first thing I want to do is actually go over all the characters one by one and talk about all of the characters, and then I'll go over the more enlarged points, such as, set constructions and the CGI and all that kind of stuff, and concepts of the episode and what I liked, what I didn't like, all of that kind of stuff. So first of all, I want to say David Tennant and Catherine Tate were amazing in this. Probably some of the best performances in these 60th anniversary specials and in the show, really. I really liked their performances in this, and I think it was really good. Also, other characters as well. You got like Yasmin Finney and other characters throughout. I think all of them were pulled off very well. There wasn't a character in this special that I didn't like the performance from, which is always a very good thing. Like even Gemma Redgrave as Kate Stewart did a great job in this episode. Sometimes she can feel like she's essentially put into the plot for no reason. For example, in Flux, she was just kind of there, and there wasn't a major need. I feel like they just threw Unit into that for some reason, and yeah, but Unit really played a big and very good part in this special. And speaking of Unit and good parts, we have Bonnie Langford returning as Mel, and this was really cool. I haven't watched her like classic episodes or anything, but yeah, she pulled off the character insanely well in this special. I really liked her character. I think she was a great addition, and all the scenes that she was in, she just added to perfectly, which I'm actually very glad, because there is rumours that she is coming back for the next season, which I'm actually quite excited for, and excited to see her character return. So that is a very good thing. Now, we can't talk about the characters in this special without mentioning the wonderful Neil Patrick Harris. I hadn't seen any of his work beforehand of this, but oh my god, he played the Toy Maker so well. I absolutely loved his performance in this episode, and I think he was a great villain. I just genuinely think the Toy Maker, the entire concept was amazing. I think it was very well written. Good props to Russell for that one. But yeah, really, really great, solid, big villain. You know, the stakes are definitely high in this episode, and I just really enjoyed his performance as the toy maker, and he portrayed it in just a really, really fun way, which I think is really, really cool. You've also got other characters in this, like Ruth Madley, who did a great job. I can never remember her character's name, but she did a great job as, you know, obviously playing her unit character. That does tie into the whole unit thing, but yeah. So yeah, I think all the characters in this episode were really, really well played. One that I was actually very, very happy with as well is Shooter Gatwa, obviously playing the 15th Doctor. And obviously I've never seen any of Shooty's other work, so I was coming into this seeing him for the first time. Literally the same as, you know, going into, say, Jodie's era, seeing her for the first time, or Peter's era, seeing him for the first time. I never really watched any of the Doctor's other work, mainly just in Doctor Who. So I just went into this really, really, like, almost a little bit nervous to think, you know, will he pull off the Doctor? And oh my god, when he got on screen, all of the pieces that he had on screen, he just absolutely nailed it. 100%. I think, yeah, he already feels like the Doctor, which is a really, really good thing to be saying, even though he's had like half an episode, but he just really, really he feels like the Doctor. Another thing that I would like to mention as well is the sort of idea of Wilf shooting the moles in the end of the episode. I really like this as a nice little throwback that they didn't just kill Wilf off or have him pass away at the end of the episode. It would be very, very easy to write him out like that, but the idea that they still have him live on is actually very, very nice, and I think it's a really, really good choice. And yeah, I love Wilf, so just to think he's just out there on the hills shooting the molds with their force fields is quite funny, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that is essentially all of the characters. Now let's go ahead and get into things like plot. I thought this was a very, very well written episode. I liked all of the John Logie Baird stuff. I think that is really, really cool and fascinating history to tell. Obviously with the whole Stooky Bill puppet, and then you obviously got like Stooky Sue and the Stooky Babies. The Stooky Babies, as Neil would say. But yeah. Yeah, all of them were really, really cool. I like the concept of the puppets coming to life and stuff like that, and walking around. That scene where Donna literally decapitates Stooky Sue is pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie, and then boots her head across the room like a football. I think that's quite funny, I'm not gonna lie, but it also shows Donna is still as badass as ever. But yeah, that is sort of that. I really, really like the idea of the toy maker, like the idea of him like like not having to obey the laws of the universe. So you've got that endless corridor scene, which I think is really, really cool. And, you know, you've got all these little bits as well where he's like chopping the puppets down and stuff like that, which, you know, I think that scene was done really, really well too. And it also almost like gives fans a bit of a recap of like a couple of things. Like you've got all the companion deaths up to the flux, but you also have like Neil Patrick Harris going, oh well, that's all right then. Almost like a little bit of a nod back to Moffat's writing and how he couldn't fully kill off companions. Like Amy was kind of killed off, but she just lived to her old age. Clara was killed off, but she's stuck in 1 second, so technically she's still out there somewhere, you know. And then Bill was living conscience. So yeah, that's quite interesting, and I think it's quite funny how they added that into, which is pretty cool. Speaking of Neil Patrick Harris, they did the first ever? I don't know if this is the first ever, but I think it's the first ever that I've seen musical scene in Doctor Who, and this was actually very, very cool. I didn't think I'd be a fan of this. I didn't know how they were going to fit it in. And I was so nervous about having a musical scene in Doctor Who. It's like, Doctor Who musicals don't really fit together that well, but for the villain, the toy maker, I think this fit perfectly. To almost have him... I really liked how the whole sequence was shot and edited and all that kind of stuff. You have like the toy maker coming out of all these doors everywhere, and it's really, really fast cutting and stuff. It's like swooping around, all that kind of stuff. I think that was really, really well shot and really, really well edited as a scene. I liked how it was all on time. All the beats didn't miss a beat. You've got like the toy maker throwing like people around the room and stuff, and turning unit soldiers into bouncy balls, which is kind of fun. I liked how the toy maker could kind of just do that, and the bullets coming out of the guns, they were just turned into roses, which again, very, very cool like concept, that the toy maker doesn't even feel threatened in this situation. He's just literally toying with the reality around him. Also, that that also leads me on to say about the entire, sets and locations. I think the sets and locations were fantastic in this. Especially that big unit room and the helipad with the gun on. I think that was a beautiful set. It looked absolutely insane, and the CGI coupled with the set constructions looked absolutely amazing, and as ever, they're keeping with a load of practical effects, and I really, really, really like how they're doing that. When there's fires in the streets in the first big dancing scene, well, when the toy maker is sort of dancing and there's chaos everywhere, the fire is actually there. It's not post-production CGI'd in. They've actually got fires on set and chaos actually going around. There's cars queued to come in and stuff like that. That's all done in practical effects, and I love it. I think it's so amazing that they've decided to just go for these bigger budget practical effects rather than just CGIing everything in. Because if there was like a car crashing and stuff and there's crazy stuff going on in the background, old Doctor Who would have just took the easier, cheaper route and CGI'd a good amount of it in. But there's a lot more stuff going in practical effects in this, and I absolutely loved it. I also loved the whole rose petal stuff with the guns. I think that was just a great thing too. I think it looked really, really cool, and made that whole sequence look really, really cool as well. I can't really talk about the practical effects without talking about the regeneration. The regeneration effects in this were really, really good, and also the gun. The laser off the gun and all of that kind of stuff was handled really, really well, and really, really well done too. So yeah, that is basically most of the episode, which is actually talked about now, and I want to go on to the final thing really in this episode, which is the bi-generation. Now, I wasn't too sure. I heard off a couple of other YouTubers, or Who-tubers, as you could say, that there was going to be a very, very big thing that was going to happen at the end of this episode. I didn't really know what, but I had a couple of little leads onto what it could possibly be, but even Russell himself said this could be quite big and quite a risky move for the show, which it is a bit. It definitely rewrites a lot of things, and it does a lot, but I mean, the bi regeneration was or bi-generation, I think it is actually called. I think it's a really cool concept. You have both of the Doctors there together, and you can do something that isn't really done a lot in Doctor Who, where the Doctors can actually play off each other, which I think is really, really cool. You've got Ncuti on there, you've got David on there, and they did a great performance, a great job on that entire scene. Obviously you doubled the TARDIS as well, and you've got David who sort of goes off and does his own thing with the the Noble family, sorry. And although I kind of like this area, I can't help but think that, you know, the Doctor's still the Doctor. He's gonna somehow get into some scrapes on Earth, and he can't help but go off on a couple of little adventures. And as you know, I would actually really, really like to see that, like a little 14th Doctor Donna Noble family spin-off. I think that would be a really, really cool idea. And if Russell could do that, bring back like Yasmin Finney, and the rest of the Noble family, that would be a really, really cool little spin-off idea, which I think would be cool. Or even having them involved in like a little unit spin-off, have them maybe even work for unit at this point in time, would be a really, really cool and funky idea. But obviously at the end of this episode, you get to see Ncuti Atwa fly off into his TARDIS into his next adventure, which will be the Church on Ruby Road, the Christmas special for 2023's Christmas special. And yeah, I've got to say, 100%, this episode was insane. I absolutely loved it. Ncuti's theme at the end was just insane. Again, thinking of like music and stuff, the Toymaker theme was amazing too. And yeah, I just really, thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I rewatched it. I enjoyed it just as much when I rewatched it. And I just think it was really, really cool. Great episode. Everything was on point about it. Top tier episode. One of my favourite Doctor Who episodes of all time. Which I think the specials definitely did hold a very, very high place in the Doctor Who episode ranking, I think. Yeah, this is definitely some of the best Doctor Who we've ever had, and I really, really thoroughly enjoyed it. I know there's definitely people who didn't enjoy certain aspects of it, but I'll let them rant about that and stuff. But personally, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, thank you very much to Russell and David Tennant and Catherine Tate and everyone else behind the scenes who made these amazing specials happen. It's definitely something that worked very, very well for the 60th anniversary, and something that I really, really enjoyed thoroughly as a huge Doctor Who fan. So yeah, well, I mean, put it this way, it's actually made me want to make more Doctor Who content on my channel than ever before. So, I mean, that's a big plus. I mean, I want to make Doctor Who content now, and, you know, that it's something that I did want to do before, but I didn't really think I would get the audience for it, and that kind of thing, but it's something that I genuinely think, like, I've almost broke into the Doctor Who world a little bit more. I've always been a huge fan since the Matt Smith era. 2010 Series 5 was my first full series, and I've been watching ever since then. But, you know, even if you look back at some of my old videos, I did a lot of Doctor Who reviews, but I just sort of slipped more into a YouTuber generic-y kind of thing. And don't worry, I still will be doing these videos. I'll still be doing my challenge videos, my vlogs, my other videos, my films. I'll still be doing my films, but I would definitely like to up the Doctor Who videos that I'm doing and just put more of them out on the channel, which maybe means some extra uploads, you know? Pretty cool. But yeah, that basically does it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching this review of Doctor Who 60th Anniversary Special 3, The Giggle. If you enjoyed this video, please smash a like on it. I would massively appreciate it if you can smash a like on this video. It shows me that you want more of these reviews and stuff in the future, which I will then go ahead and make for you guys. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed these reviews. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.